What's going on, everybody? My name is Dylan, and this is day one of my journey to building a $1 million a year marketing agency. Now, bear with me, this is my first video, so I'm going to be looking down here at my computer for some notes. But I really just wanted to start this channel to really document exactly what I'm doing on a maybe day-to-day basis, on a weekly basis, the highs, the lows, problems that come up, things to that nature. I feel like it would have been so cool to see some of these top speakers like Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, Tony Robbins from the very start to where they are today. And that is where I am trying to just make this video and, do one day at a time and really press into what does it take to build a company of this size. My journey started quite a few years back, probably starting in high school, honestly. And I was starting businesses and I was marketing them and figuring out how to get clients. And as the years went on, my wife and I started a hair salon. And, we went from being homeless to now having a full service hair salon with 6 stylists and it just operating itself. And I've just gone through the years, I've learned how to get clients through the door for service based businesses. And so I was like, why not bring this to the market? And I actually worked for a company full time in my local area doing marketing for them as well. And I just got tired of the day to day grind. And I was like, I can do this for other businesses on my own. And so that's kind of what I decided to do is step out, have a leap of faith, and just trust that, God has something bigger for me and that we can build something great. I'm also reading this book through this process, and I'm going to be reading a lot of books through this process because I feel like a big portion of this process is going to be learning and growing because you can't get past the next level until you learn what you need to at the current level. So my first book is High Performing Habits by Brendon Burchard. So far has been a really great book, and I got my son's bookmark there. So let me just touch on a couple quick points of kind of where I'm at today and then kind of what we're looking for in the future. And if there's any way to make these videos better, more entertaining, please let me know because I just want to make these as entertaining as possible and just bring you guys along for the ride. You guys are part of this ride with me. And if you guys have any suggestions on direction or what to do, please feel free to reach out. So I would say right now we're starting at about $7,300 a month. I have 5 current clients right now, so that puts us at roughly $87,000 a year. I have 1 employee who is director of operations and client relations, so he's managing pretty much everything from day-to-day operations and dealing with clients, so it frees up some of my time to be able to press into growing the company and what other aspects we can implement into this company to help it grow. Those 5 clients, and I want to touch on this since we are starting with 5 clients. One of them is our hair salon. One of them is a church. One of them is a restaurant. One of them is a sports trainer. And one of them is a software company. Those are the 5 businesses that we currently have. As soon as I was able to afford somebody to help, I took the opportunity because I feel the biggest thing that we have is time. And so I decided to spend a little money and really get some of my time back so we can reinvest it into growing this company. Company is called Mela Marketing. Mela means salt in Hebrew. I'm a Christian believer and I truly believe that in everything we do, God should be the center of it. And the salt is really like a preserver, right? And that's what we're striving to do here at Mela Marketing is be a preserver for companies. That lifeline of like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get clients in the door. I just want to grow my company or get clients in the door so I can feed my family and, make the hours that I want to make. And that's where we come in with small to mid-sized businesses and we offer that support for them. So that way it takes the stress off of them. They can focus on what they do best, whether it's working on cars or being an electrician or doing hair or whatever the case may be. They can focus on that while we worry about bringing in the clients. So that's kind of where Mela Marketing comes from. Our goal my goal for this channel right this minute is to reach $1 million a year. Now, this is no small task, but I actually got inspired by the show Undercover Billionaire. And the person that really inspired me was Grant Cardone. Just the hustle and his grit to really just dive into, and press into the uncomfortableness. Like, doing this video is kind of uncomfortable for me. I'm not usually on this side of the camera, I'm on that side of the camera. So it's really just pressing into the uncomfortableness, getting out of my comfort zone, not being an introvert, but being more of an extrovert, and just having those communication with people outside and stepping out of my comfort zone. It really inspired me to just document this in a similar way of anybody can do this. And this is possible if you just put in the work. So my goal is to, even when I don't feel like it, keep documenting this series as we go through the process. There's going to be highs, there's going to be lows, there's going to be days where I just feel defeated, there's going to be days where I feel super excited. And I just really want to document that whole process with you guys and share that. That way we can all be in this together, because I know many of you can relate to a lot of this on a day-to-day basis of the roller coaster ride of an entrepreneur. I wouldn't say this is just for marketers. This is for entrepreneurs in general of like, what do I got to do to get to the next level? What do I need to do to be better, the next version of myself, right? And so that's kind of what we're doing here. I'll share my wins, my failures, my strategies, and I'll share real numbers. I'll go ahead and put up, we're at $7,300 a month right now. So I'll go ahead and put that up, and we're going to document that as we go along. Quick breakdown of clients. I've talked about that. What's working well? Right now, what's working well is just building relationships with people. I've noticed that, and this kind of goes into what's challenging right now as well. A lot of small businesses don't have the big budgets that you really would need to sustain a marketing company. So it's really just building relationships with the right people, offering services to small businesses that could still help them grow to the next level. And then when they get to that level, then they'll have more cash flow. But it's really just, again, building that trust with them to open up their pocketbook and trust you that you're going to provide the services that they're asking for and do good on them. So many marketing companies out there have burned clients. And that's partly why I started this company, because I was doing it before. I did it full time for a career and job. And I saw friends and family getting burned by marketing companies and overcharged and just put through the ringer. And I was like, you know what? I want to be the change to the industry. But with that, it's so hard because in a way there's an industry standard of, oh, you're just price gouging and then not providing services. And I really wanted to change that. So what I've learned and what is challenging at the same time and what is working well is building relationships. When you build those relationships, you build trust. And as people trust you, they're willing to trust you with their pocketbook. The goal is, if you're paying me or my company, you're going to get an ROI far above what you've paid me. So in the end of the day, it's a win, and it's a tax write-off at the end of the year for you. In a way, it's a no-brainer, but again, people's minds are just like, oh, I've been burned before. So trust. Trust is the biggest factor in everything. This is the hardest part of a marketing agency, I will say. As easy as it is to get B2C clients or business-to-consumer clients, I can get people to walk into a hair salon. I can get people to make a phone call to an electrician. I can get people to make a phone call to a landscaper. By far, it is the easiest thing to do to get clients coming through the door for those services. What I have found, and this is also working at my full-time job that I had before starting this company, which was B2B, business to business, is the hardest thing to get clients to pay you to do services for their company. I don't know what it is, but a lot of times businesses have a harder time opening up their pocketbook. And I think a lot of it too is when you come in, they're not specifically looking for marketing. They know they need help, but they're like, do I really need the expense? Whereas a consumer-based business like a hair salon, somebody needs a haircut, somebody needs hair color. Electrician, somebody needs electrical work done, a fan put in, outlet put in. Like, people are actively searching for that stuff. Now, a lot of times people aren't actively searching for marketing. They are, but a lot of times they're not. And I would say that's another big challenge, which is goes back to the last point of challenges. It's challenging to get people to want to do business to business work, and so it's just learning that aspect of like how can you talk to people to get them to trust you in a short amount of time, and then once they get the service, you're like, okay, now I can provide the service and do a great job for you. So a little off topic there, and kind of back to my last point. Sorry, but more clients is going to be outreach, referrals, cold emails, ads. We're gonna start having all these streams to where they start flowing in from all these different areas. You can't just rely on one, and that's what I have found doing this for the 5 companies now and the previous times that I've done marketing is you can't just rely on ads. If an ads company shuts you down or bans you, you're out of luck. Or maybe the ad stops getting optimized and now all of a sudden you went from 100 leads a month to 10 leads a month. So that's why you need these other areas to start bringing in clients through the door. And so that's the same approach that I'm going to take to this is let's get all these streams coming in, and that way if one is short or slows down, we still have these other ones, and over time they'll settle and they'll be consistent. But that is the plan for getting more clients and building that trust and relationship. So even doing in-person events of BNIs and marketing groups and things like that, I just can't express enough how important building those relationships are. I do want to start leaning more towards higher and higher retainers and getting bigger and bigger clients, because in the long run as a company you do need a little bit higher margins if you're going to hire top talent. So that's one thing that I'm noticing now is maybe I've been charging too little for where I'm at today, and then as I try and scale it's just going to be too little. So it's really trying to find that balance of how can I help these businesses but at the same time be profitable enough to hire top talent to provide the services for them, right? So I am looking at, maybe possibly doing like, hey, the first initial 10 people get it at this price, and then the next 10 get it at this price, and slowly pricing up that way. Still playing around with it a little bit and seeing what works, what doesn't work as we talk to potential clients and the reactions I get and things like that. Very, very, very interesting and difficult to kind of figure out pricing because marketing is all over the place. People charge all over the place. So it's really just honing in what is profitable for you, what makes the most sense, and where are you looking to grow? Are you looking to get a facility eventually and have a podcast room and have all these different things? Okay, well, you're going to need some profit so that way you can build all those things, right? So just really learning what to price and charge for things. Building a team. We did have a few other employees before, and this is one of my downfalls is I hired too fast, and it was the worst thing I could have done. And a lot of times it's my heart, like I just want to help people, and I just have a heart for people, and I just want to be there and like help them grow and be be that leader to them. But I just hired too fast. Like once you start hiring too fast and then your profits start shrinking and then you have no money and you're just breaking even every month, it can really start affecting your business. It starts affecting you mentally. You're like stressed out, you're anxious, you're like, man, I need to get another client in the door. We need to do this, we need to do that. And like you just can't think straight is number one. Number two is when you're hiring quickly, you overhire and then you have to fire because you just can't make it sustainable. And then if you lose a client, you're like, man, now I'm negative. Now I have to fire this person. And it's just a mess that you don't want to deal with, right? So my goal going forward is making sure that we're profitable enough. My goal for hiring moving forward is making sure we're profitable enough, we have enough cash flow coming in, and that the position is actually needed for the current moment. That is my plan right now. That could change over time. I don't have a $10 million business, so I don't know what that looks like right now. But as the time goes on and I learn and I grow and I get into these groups and masterminds and things like that, I'm going to continue to learn and grow. So as of right now, I'm just going to be slow to hire rather than fast to hire, and just take that approach for now. Systems and processes. This one is talking about how I wanted to talk to you guys about removing day-to-day tasks. And I feel like I'm already kind of doing that with having director of operations and client relations on right now. He's really helping with taking the day-to-day tasks of things off my plate, posting, reaching out to clients, checking in on clients, sending reports to clients, managing shoot lists, and just, the nitty gritty of things, which frees up a lot of time and mental space for me to be able to really focus on growing the company. So I put systems and processes in here. It's really just putting systems and processes in place to free up not just my time, but eventually his time as well. How can we make his system and processes better and give him more time to do a better job, or focus on growing his team and the things that he needs to do, right? I think you're always going to want to improve systems and processes. That's how I look at this company. And as we grow and scale, we're going to constantly improve our systems and processes. We're going to have systems and processes for clients. We're going to have systems and processes for hiring employees. We're going to have systems and processes for firing employees. Each team's going to have their own systems and process. So you're going to have them across the board, but you're really just scaling as you grow, and then you build those systems and processes as you grow, right? So that's kind of what my plan is moving forward with that. Man, this one. Why am I documenting this series? And I kind of talked about this at the beginning, right? I'm documenting this because I feel like it would have been so cool to see somebody at the very beginning, like myself, who is not camera trained, who, I've seen some videos of Russell Brunson, of like his first talk in front of people, and it was absolutely terrible. But it would have been cool to see his whole process from that point to where he is today. And as terrible as this video might be, and all my or rights or things like that, like over time it'll be cool to see the progression of where I was to where I go to, and where the company goes to, and eventually bringing employees on here and like letting them share their experiences, and just sharing this whole experience with you guys, and taking you along for the ride, and show that this is possible, that you don't have to stay in a job and be successful. Like, you can go out on your own and be successful. Excuse me. Like, again, not professional at doing this, right? But lost my train of thought with that. Sharing this journey with you guys, and I really just want to go on this ride with you and enjoy the highs and the lows with you, and just make this a community, and just press into each other and be there for one another. And this entrepreneur lifestyle is no small feat, no small task. And the more people that we can get in together and be there and build a community together, I feel is so important. And I'm starting right where you guys are, at the very bottom, right? And I think it's just really cool that we can go along this journey together. So that's really why I'm starting this channel and doing this. I hope this series really just gives you guys insight to what's possible, that you get insight to the behind the scenes and what we're doing and where we're at, and grow yourself. As we grow, you grow, your capacity grows. And if this is of any interest to you, just subscribe, join the journey. I'll put all the links in the description, where you can follow us, where you can follow me, where you can follow Mela Marketing, and just follow along the journey. And I just ready and excited to do this with you guys. So this is day one, just introducing myself, kind of what the goal is and where we're going from here. So I love and appreciate you guys. Sorry this was a little long-winded, and we will get better from here. So love and appreciate you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.